Hi, everyone, and welcome to Discovery Days with the Oklahoma Hall of Fame and Gaylord Pickens Museum. We're so excited you guys are here and can't wait to get started. We've got a fun day in store for you guys, all about a really cool Oklahoma Hall of Fame member and some interesting creatures that all have to do with spring. We want to take a quick moment to say thank you to our sponsors with the Chickasaw Nation and the Inasmuch Foundation for making free family programming in 2021 possible. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. As you all know, this is our museum located here in Midtown, Oklahoma City. We love this museum and love getting to share it with all of you. Our mission is to tell Oklahoma's story through its people. So every day we work really hard to share the inspiring stories of Oklahomans because we believe that Oklahomans are changing the world. That means all of you. I can't wait to see how each one of you changes the world. So our Oklahoma Hall of Fame member feature today that did change the world in multiple ways is that of Dr. Cluff Hopla. Dr. Hopla was a world-renowned zoologist and taught as a professor at the University of Oklahoma in Norman. He did research all over the place, including in Alaska, and assisted organizations like the World Health Organization and the National Institute of Health. Dr. Hopla was an expert in small bugs like fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, and aided medical research for illnesses with these diseases. So he worked really hard to learn all about these really small bugs and other animals so that he could aid medical researchers to know how to treat any of the illnesses that came from some of these bugs. So I wanted to show you guys this really cool picture. So this is Dr. Hopla with a flying fox. So that's actually a really, really big bat to the point that it's called a flying fox. And look how big that bat's wingspan is. Its wingspan is as long as Dr. Hopla's. How cool is that? All right. We're going to jump in now with story time with a fun story called The Tiny Baker. All right, I'm going to switch this over so you guys can see the book as we read along. All right, so this is called The Tiny Baker. All right, here we go. The Tiny Baker offers sweets, a chalkboard list of daily treats, puff pastry, custard, caramel to tempt her tea room's clientele. You guys see the chalkboard over here of sweets? You guys notice anything different about the baker and maybe the clientele? And everyone, they're bugs. Her customers line up in rows, antennae wave well-bred hellos. They're always elegantly dressed, silk gowns or trousers neatly pressed. They wait to try her lemon tarts, her sugar-sprinkled cookie hearts, to sample her pecan pralines and nibble lacy Florentines. Look at all of her customers. I think I would want to try the sugar-sprinkled cookie hearts. Before the baker opens up, she straightens out a china cup, confirms the pantry is pristine, each surface burnished to a scene. Her spotty squad is all astir. Their whisking mixers were. Her spotty squad, look, they're all ladybugs. Just as the clock begins to chime, her door swings open right on time. The baker bows to greet them all, then ushers aunts, the tall and small. Straight to her tea room's pretty chairs, she mentions her sublime eclairs and offers them pink lemonade or rosehip iced tea freshly made. See, we've got the tall ones and the small ones. But in the kitchen, trouble brews, a fragrant breeze brings frightly news. The urgent call to swarm away, prepare to for takeoff, no delay. What do you guys think happened? They're all rushing out the window. The baker, meanwhile, beams with pride, congratulates a groom and bride, then pats an antling on the head and goes to check her gingerbread. Uh-oh, doesn't look like she knows everyone left yet. She bustles through the kitchen door to find it in complete uproar. Disaster struck while she was out, a cataclysmic turnabout. It's a big word, cataclysmic. Her pastry chefs have flown the coop, one red enormous dotty troop. They ditched their frostings, dumped their pies, forsook their candy butterflies. You guys see all of these ladybugs? The oven smoking, kettle glows, the souffle batter overflows. Dark chocolate drips from ceiling fans and drizzles onto pots and pans. A sudden noise, boom, reverberates around the room. The ice cream maker has exploded, as some might say, it a la moded. Do you guys know what a la mode means? That means when we get something really good, like a cookie or a brownie, and it's still warm, or pie, and they put ice cream on top. That's a la mode. A teacup clatters to the floor as ants rush through the kitchen door to see her slumped amidst the mess, bewildered, flummoxed, in distress, while sugar drifts like softest snow atop her puffy hat below. Oh no, look how messy the kitchen is. There's ice cream all over. We'll have to see what happened. Cricket sounds the call to action, setting off an ant reaction. To do what ants do very best, they work together without rest. To clean, to move, to clear, to mend, to help their tiny baker friend. Look how everyone is being helpful. It's like they formed an assembly line to help. They dust her off and stand her up, pour her a piping ant-sized cup. When all is right, they sit back down, retrieve their hat or smooth their gown, and sip their sweet rose hip iced tea while Cricket chirps his melody. Look, they straightened everything up and everything is good as new. The tiny baker blinks her eyes. She shakes her head in stunned surprise. A half a minute passed, no more. The kitchen gleams just like before. No chocolate drips, no sugar snow, no scorching kettle all aglow. No souffle mess, no a la mode, no traces of the episode. Everything's back in order. For me, she dabs a tiny tear. For you, they say, of course, my dear. You're our delightful baker chum, and tea time treats aren't why we come. Though they're delicious, we agree, it's you we're truly here to see. Blushing, the baker lifts a tray. Sweet friends, your efforts saved the day. I hope you all adore eclairs, my treat, and thank you, she declares. Her polished guests nod in accord, their tranquil tea time now restored. Look, everyone is back, and these are all the yummy looking eclairs that she's going to give to all of her guests. Each night before she goes to sleep, the baker counts not woolly sheep, but friends, true friends who care enough to pitch right in when things get tough. All right, well, what a fun story about a lot of bug friends who stepped in to help each other. I still want to know what got the ladybugs all astir and sent them out the window. All right, guys, go ahead and grab those craft kits. We're going to jump right in here. We're going to need some crayons, scissors, a glue stick, and while we're at it, we're also going to need a big circle like this that's got a hole in the top. We're going to need, got all kinds of fun stuff in here. Okay. We're also going to need a really long yarn. And we're going to need some black dots like this. And if you don't have ones made out of paper, that's okay. You can use a black crayon and we can draw them. You're also going to need some googly eyes. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to set our string aside over here so it's out of our way. And I'm going to take a black crayon and we're going to make a ladybug. So I'm going to take a black crayon and draw a line for the top part of my ladybug, just like so. And now I'm going to color it in. And you can make that line come down as far as you want to. I'm going to draw mine just like that. And I'm going to color this spot in black. After I do that, I'm going to show you guys how to make, we're going to make some lines down the center of it so we can also show you the wings. All right. So after we color this in, All right. I'm going to make mine just a little bit wider here. This hole at the top is so that it can hang. So we're going to use our string so that it can hang. It can hang from a tree, it can hang in your house, whatever you want it to do. I think I'm going to hang mine in a tree outside. That way it hopefully attracts some others. Okay, I'm also going to use my crayon coming straight down from that hole. I'm going to draw a line that comes down like this and curves to either side to show my wings, just like that. All right, so now our ladybug needs some eyes, right? So remember the trick here. Glue is sometimes hard to get to stick to crayon. So we're gonna put a glue dot where we want both eyes. And we're also gonna put glue on the back of each one of our eyes. All right, so there's one eye. Okay, put some glue on the back of my other eye, just like that. And then I want to press down on both and kind of till they pop just a little bit. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to take my black dots because ladybugs have spots, remember? So I'm going to take my black dots here and put glue on the back of each one of them. And if you don't have black dots made out of paper like this, that's okay. You can use a black crayon that we use to draw the top part, and you can make your dots. And if you do it that way, and if you're using paper, you can make your dots all different sizes. I have 6 dots, so I'm going to put 3 on either side of my wings. All right, so there are those 3. Once we get all of these on here, I'm going to show you guys how to tie the string on. You might need a grown-up's help to tie the string on. So if you need to ask someone for some help, that is always okay. All right, so now we've got all of our dots on. I'm going to go and put the lid back on my glue stick here. Okay, so I'm going to take my string and tie it. I'm going to take one end and put it through the hole, just like this. And sometimes it's a little hard to get that string if it's starting to fray a little bit. So I just twisted it just a little bit. And now I'm going to feed it through that hole. So I'm going to pull it through the hole a little bit, and then I'm just going to tie a knot at the top. All right, so we've got a knot right here. Okay, and now I've got one loop, and I'm going to go ahead and tie a second loop to be safe. And I just pulled it down like that, and then I pulled it tight. I'm going to use my scissors now to trim this a little bit. There we go, just so it's a little bit tighter. Now I can hang it from whatever I want to, just like that. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my ladybug a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to fold it a little bit, kind of where those wings would be. And that way, and then I'm going to fold it one way and then the other way. All right, and I want it to hang with its wings out like it's flapping. So now that I've got it folded that way and that way, I didn't fold it all the way and crease it. I just kind of bent it a little bit. So now it's ready to hang. I'm going to stop sharing this so I can hold it up and show you guys. So it hangs kind of like this, and well, my string disappears. There we go. I'm going to hang mine in my tree, I think, outside or off my front door. But you guys can hang yours wherever you want to, and you can make that string as long as you want it or as short as you want it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today to learn all about some fun bugs and an Oklahoma Hall of Fame member who studied bugs to help all of us. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.